Everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Before we do get into today's live stream, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe for more content. Yes, you can read the title, Don Robertson strikes again. Yes, I did watch the Scottish Cup semi-final on BBC this afternoon, and quite frankly, it's so interesting to see how Don Robertson does it time and time and time again. In today's actual live stream, we're going to be discussing probably the worst VAR decision I've seen in this country, and it doesn't involve Rangers. It's absolutely scandalous, genuinely scandalous, that's not the penalty today towards the end of that game in extra time was not given. And I just wanted to come on here and speak about it. It wasn't just that penalty, there was two clear penalties, and I don't think it gets any more clearer than that. That is absolutely revolting. It was so bad, and I'm here just to discuss it. I want to hear what you guys are thinking, and we are going to discuss the game a little bit as well, because, well, it does have a bit of correlation to us, because, well, Celtic have 5 games left in the Scottish Premiership. They are a side that we're competing for the title, and are a side that we'll play in the final should we beat Hearts tomorrow in the Scottish Cup. Now, I just want to start the live stream by discussing the actual game and the spectacle itself, and I'm going to go in far to say that's probably the best Scottish football game I've seen outside of the Old Firm in a very long time. To be fair to Aberdeen, I didn't think they were capable of showing up at Hampden, but they did themselves proud. I thought they were actually a good side on the day, but I think the referee and the SFA, the Sellick Football Association, have let them down massively for this match. 2 clear stonewall penalties that they were not given in that game has probably cost them a chance to play either Rangers or Hearts in the Scottish Cup final. It's an absolute disgrace, and it's Don Robertson once again. Don Robertson is not fit to referee Scottish football. I'm not just saying this is because it's Celtic. I'm not just saying it because of them, because he's done it this season before. If you go back, I've done a video speaking about Don Robertson, and every game that involves Celtic, he never seems to be able to award them a penalty. And we are going to discuss the main, of course, situation as the video goes on, but I just want to go on and talk about that. I'm gutted. I'm genuinely gutted, because Celtic, as I've been saying for such a long period of time, and people may call me obsessed, but we are in a title race. Believe it or not, we are still in a title race, and we're still going for the title. But that Celtic team are bang average. I've been saying that so much this season, and I think Aberdeen played very well, but it just kills me, it just pains me that Rangers have tossed this title away, almost to say, and we're now relying on them. But what that does give me a bit of confidence about, if we can go on and win our 5 games, then potentially there is still points to be dropped from that Celtic side. As I keep on saying, and they keep on commenting to me and saying, we're not crap, we're not crap, we're not crap, it's just you are. I've been saying it so many times. I do think Rangers are very poor, and I do think Celtic are very poor, and it's a battle of 2 poor sides to see who's the poorest, who's going to go on and win the title. But again, from there today, they conceded 3 goals. And again, I just don't think that they are the Celtic of old, and they still have a stumbling block in them. I'm just frustrated that it's been us that have always shipped up our own doing and gave them the title, essentially, or almost given them the title. But one thing that confidence has to be taken away from that game of football is that they are still there, that they can still drop points, but we need to start winning matches. We need to start winning games. And that's all I'm going to really say on that one, because it is what it is. And we're going to see what happens at Hearts and see if we turn up. But maybe we could get a second chance at it. Who knows? Yes, I'm an optimist. And yes, that's just because I'm a football fan. We all are. We are deluded. But that's what I got from that game. The other from that, my goodness me, Don Robertson shouldn't be managing Celtic games anymore. People have the cheek and say things about John Beaton and all the rest of it, and whatever. But Don Robertson again has come up with an absolute disgrace of a refereeing performance. It was absolutely disgraceful, and there was 2 stonewall penalties for Aberdeen, and people were going to go and say, well, it didn't matter because Aberdeen went on to get an equaliser. But that wasn't at that moment in time in the game, and that could have been the goal that went on to win and put them through to the Scottish Cup final. But I've watched this back so many times, this penalty incident, and I cannot get around my head how the referee, how VAR has not given a penalty. Play plays on for a long period of time. What has been stated is that apparently there was a free kick. So he obviously comes in, Alistair Johnston goes on. By the way, if you see the replay of this supposed free kick that was given to Celtic, like 20 seconds after the penalty incident, or 20 seconds before the penalty incident, it's scandalous. It's absolutely... One, it's not a free kick in general. It's not a free kick at all. Genuinely not a free kick. It's no way near a free kick. He goes in. It's absolutely embarrassing that the fact that I'm looking back on that replay and they're saying that that's a free kick. I can't believe they think that's a free kick in the first place. But 20 seconds later, the play continues for 20 seconds, literally, and then all of a sudden, Carter Vickers kicks him in the foot. He knows, he drops to his knees, and he's gone, oh, I've just cost my team here. I've literally just given away a penalty in the Scottish Cup semi-final, and Don Robertson does not give a penalty. I don't know what, that audio needs to be genuinely released. That audio needs to be released to the rest of Scottish football, because it's absolutely disgusting, genuinely disgusting how that has not been given as a penalty. Don Robertson is a disgrace. He's done it before. I've made a video on Don Robertson because he's not fit to referee Scottish football, genuinely. And I can't believe it's happened once again in probably one of the biggest stages after a very, very good game. And I'm not saying I'm a Scottish football advocate as such. I'm a Rangers fan, yes. But my goodness me, it is not integrity there from that decision. It's an absolute disgrace. And I cannot believe that that's actually happened. And go on to say that there's two penalties within that game that should have been given. And I'm surprised Don Robertson actually let the game go to penalty kicks, because Aberdeen were given 5 penalty kicks in the game. But it's an absolute mess. It's an absolute disgrace. And genuinely, I would be absolutely gutted. Obviously, you've lost the penalty shootout if you're Aberdeen. But my goodness me, with the decisions that went against them with regards to the penalty, my goodness me, it's an absolute disgrace. And people are going to come in here and go, Dan, just focus on your own team. Yeah, I am focused on my own team as well. But I can't let it go. There's so many decisions that have happened this season. And I'm not blaming. We've shipped the title ourselves. Look, whatever. Look, I hold up my hands. Look, Rangers are pish. Rangers have gave the title away themselves, but it's some of these decisions in big moments and big games that these officials keep on getting and putting in favour of Celtic and causing everybody else in and around the teams the decision. Everyone thinks in the Celtic camp that the conspiracy is against them. It's not. They keep getting the decisions time and time again, and I don't know how you can defend that Don Robertson one, because it's an absolute disgrace. Genuinely an absolute disgrace. And I'm going to go as far as to say it's probably the worst decision I've actually seen in Scottish football, and that's saying something. Obviously, I think it was Don Robertson. Was it Don Robertson who gave I'm sure it was Don Robertson who gave away the foul for he was with regards to the Alistair Johnston penalty, when we should have got a penalty on the Alistair Johnston handball. I'm just going to definitely confirm that. But I'm sure it was it was Don Robertson as well, who was the official that day. If I'm wrong, people will correct me in the live chat, I'm sure. But I genuinely do believe, I'm sure it was Don Robertson. I did a video on Don Robertson, and he's very, very subject with his decisions, and is very, very biased towards the green side of Glasgow in a lot of his decisions. But let me just try and find to see if it was Don Robertson quickly that was responsible in that Old Firm game as well. Just give me one moment. I'm just trying to find this subsequent video. 2 seconds. Somebody help me. But yeah, either way. Oh, God. Couldn't get it. Month ago. Either way. But let's have a look at some comments, guys. What did you think of the spectacle itself? And let me know what your thoughts are on the actual decisions as well. Kyogo's goal, his tackle was the same as Dessa's. Oh my goodness me, that decision as well. For the first goal, oh my goodness me, exactly the same tackle. Exactly the same. And that's all I'm asking for. Look, no one's shouting conspiracies, no one's shouting all the other bits and pieces, but genuinely, there just needs to be consistency with the decisions. Genuinely needs to be consistency with the decisions. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not just about today's spectacle. Whatever. It's it's what it is. It went to penalties. Kind of, you could say justice was given. It went down to penalties, and Aberdeen fucked it for themselves. But genuinely, decisions throughout that game, I would be absolute seething if I was an Aberdeen fan. And we've been on the end of those decisions. Just to say, guys, I'm not blaming our title collapse on that. I'm not blaming it on that. But genuinely, some of the officiating this season has been very, very suspect. And genuinely, Don Robertson is at the front and centre of it all. Brian Dan says, aren't even involved. Whole new level of obsessed. Mate, you can call me obsessed. I'm just calling it as it is. And either way, look, we're discussing you guys because you're in the title race with us. Look, 5 games left to go. A draw. So they are obviously capable of drawing games. But that means Rangers, of course, need to win matches going forward. That's been our own downfall at this moment in time. Is just not winning those games that we're supposed to be winning. Again, Ross County, Dundee. But if we can go into these next games, starting against Hearts, yes, you might call them a deluded optimist. I am a little bit. But those 5 games, Celtic could still drop points. But we need to start winning football matches, and it starts tomorrow against Hearts. We've got 5 games after that in the Scottish Premiership. Can we win all 5 of them? Yes. Will we? Probably not. But Celtic as well, I don't feel that they will win those 5 games either. So the title isn't necessarily over, despite me saying it is. It kind of is. But Celtic are there. They are a problem. They are a side that can drop points and are a side that I still don't think are good, despite them telling me the other stuff on the other side. I don't care about the match tomorrow. Give the game to Hearts. The league is what we want. I want both, mate. I want both. Calling out the bias. You lot are on a Rangers channel. Guy, well, you're the ones tuning into my live stream. Look, we're discussing young Don Robertson. He's a interesting bloke. And as I said, it's not the first time that this guy has done it, to be perfectly honest. He's doing it time and time again. He's always doing it. He's always making massive decisions in favour of the green side of Glasgow. That's just it. But look, I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. It is what it is. I'm just calling out the bullshit. Look, everybody, I think if you're the biggest Celtic fan in the world, you're going to go, wow, we got away with that penalty. Even Carter Vickers sat there and was like in disbelief. He was sat there like, what? He was like, oh, I've gave away a penalty here. It was literally hands on his knees, hands on his face going, oh my God, what have I done? I've just cost my team right here in the last minute. And genuinely, he probably couldn't believe that he's just given away it. He can't believe that the decision went away the other way. I can't believe it. Genuinely, it's horrendous officiating, and it's probably cost Aberdeen a place in the Scottish Cup final. Again, it did, of course, go to penalties. There was a chance, whatever. But Aberdeen probably will feel themselves hard done by that they couldn't win it within the sort of full 90. Again, the challenge as well. That was a carbon copy of Dess's incident in the Old Firm. Again, look. Situation. There's just no consistency with the officiating. And again, just to clarify if you are just tuning in, troops, I'm not blaming Rangers' title collapse on officiating, by the way. I'm not. I'm genuinely not. We effed it ourselves. We fucked it ourselves with the poor performances. But what I am saying is I'm just calling out the BS that is consistently happening on a week-to-week basis. Or every other week, there's always a big decision that goes in favour. And I think it comes down to sometimes the supporters. Celtic fans are putting pressure on the officials, and the officials are afraid to give decisions against them because they call out this penalty BS. That they've had the most penalties in the Scottish Premiership so far this season has been Celtic, but they call out the narrative that it goes to everybody else. So they're afraid to make the decisions against them, and that's genuinely the most disheartening thing. And again, on the big stage, to be fair, I just think Don Robertson's a Celtic fan in general. But regardless of that, it's an absolute farce. Genuinely, it's an absolute farce. If the penalty, Aberdeen would have not been pushing forward for the last goal. Brian, that's if, buts and maybes, mate. We don't know yet. We don't know that. How do you know? What about the other penalty before that? What about the incident with their first goal? Yeah, one of those. Deluded weirdos. You don't make your own rules up. Yeah, well, we'll see. But either ways, guys, look, let me know let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below regards to that situation, regards to the game in general, the officiating, the decisions that were in place, but also let me know your thoughts on the situation with regards to the title race. Do you think Celtic will drop more points? And people can say obsessed, we're in a title race for God's sake, there's 5 games left. Of course we've got to have somewhat observation on what the other side's doing because, well, our title hopes rest in Celtic sort of dropping points. So let me know down there in the comment section below what you guys think. Let me know your score predictions for the game against Hearts this Sunday. I will be back live for the match tomorrow and we'll be good to go. But do let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you all next